Hello friends, greetings of the day. Welcome to the online session of Business Economics. Friends, you know that we are learning chapter number 4, and out of that chapter number 4 of Business Economics, we have already completed unit number 1, that was about meaning and types of market. Unit number 2, that was price determination, and in unit number 3, that is price output determination under different market forms, we had in the last lecture completed how the equilibrium point is defined in perfect competition. So we have completed up to the equilibrium point of perfect competition. Now let's move ahead, and in today's session we want to find out the profit or loss under perfect competition. Now how to calculate or how to find out whether the perfect competitive firm is earning profit or is making loss. Now in order to find out the profit or loss, or how to derive it through the diagram, we will learn in this particular session. First of all, we all know that in order to find out the equilibrium point, friends, you also know that equilibrium point is the point of profit maximizing level of output. That means the output at which the firm earns maximum profit. That point is considered as an equilibrium point. You know that in order to find out equilibrium point, we need two things. We need to compare marginal revenue and marginal cost. You know that where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, it is considered as an equilibrium point of the firm, and at that particular point the firm is earning the maximum profit. Now in order to find out the profit or loss, we need to compare average revenue and average cost. Friends, you know that average revenue is the revenue of every unit. That means per unit revenue is average revenue, and average cost is the cost of producing every unit, means the cost of per unit, that is unit cost is considered as an average cost, and average revenue is the revenue earned by the firm for every one unit. Now let us compare. We need to understand three situations. The first situation is when average revenue is greater than average cost, means the revenue is greater than cost. It is termed as supernormal profit. When the firm falls in this situation, it means that firm is making supernormal profit. Second situation, when average revenue is just equal to average cost, it is considered as a normal profit. What do we mean by normal profit? Normal profit means the profit which is just equal to the payments made to the entrepreneur. It means that firm is not making any extraordinary profit. The entrepreneur earns just for his managerial remuneration. It means that he is not earning any extraordinary amount. Whatever he has devoted for the business, he gets the reward only for that particular service which is provided by him to the business. As land earns the rent for the provision of services of land, same way laborer earns wages for the provision of services. Capital earns interest, and same way entrepreneur earns profit. The profit given to that entrepreneur is known as normal profit. We will discuss it later on how normal profit is derived, but next point is when average revenue is less than average cost, it means that the firm is making loss. When average revenue is less than average cost, firm makes loss. Let us understand all these things by one example. See, in order to manufacture a product, we need the services of all the factors of production. Here the factors of production are given. Land, the cost of land is 1 rupee, cost of labor is 2 rupees, cost of capital is 3 rupees, and enterprise, that is entrepreneur, is paid 4 rupees. This is the cost of manufacturing one unit of, suppose, product X. Product X is manufactured with this cost. So the average cost is rupees 10. For manufacturing every one unit of product X, the firm incurs average cost of rupees 10. Now suppose if the price of this particular product is 12 rupees, you know that price is equal to average revenue. Price or average revenue, we can say both of them, both are equal. Suppose this product is to be sold at 12 rupees into the market. Now the situation is like this: average revenue is greater than average cost, or we can also say that average cost is less than average revenue. So when average revenue is greater than average cost, firm makes supernormal profit. Here the firm is earning supernormal profit of 2 rupees per unit. 2 rupees per unit is the supernormal profit of this particular firm, because the firm has covered the entire cost, that is average cost is covered, but in addition to this average cost, firm has 2 rupees additional revenue. This 2 rupees additional revenue is known as supernormal profit. Now let us understand second situation. Again, the factor of production is paid, land is paid 1 rupee, labor 2 rupees, capital 3 rupees, enterprise, that is entrepreneur, is paid 4 rupees, and the average cost of manufacturing one unit of product X is 10. When this product is sold into the market at the price of 10, that is average revenue is 10. So 10 rupees average cost and 10 rupees is the price, that is average revenue is equal to average cost. When average revenue is equal to average cost, it means that firm makes normal profit. Now normal profit means the profit which is earned by this entrepreneur, that is rupees 4, which is already included in the average cost. So other than this 4 rupees, the entrepreneur is not able to earn any additional amount. Here in this situation, the entrepreneur was earning this 4 rupees for his services. In addition to this 4 rupees, he was earning 2 rupees extra. This 2 rupees was considered as supernormal profit. But in this particular situation, the entrepreneur is not able to earn any additional amount, but he just earns 4 rupees for the services paid by services given by him to the business. As land has earned 1 rupee for its services, labor has earned 2 rupees for his labor services, same way capital has earned 3 rupees for its services. The entrepreneur has also earned 4 rupees for his services given to the firm. So this 4 rupees is considered as managerial revenue, and rather than this, any other amount is not available to this entrepreneur. So this 4 rupees will be considered as a normal profit only. So when average revenue is equal to average cost, firm makes normal profit. Friends, we have understood two situations. The first situation, do remember, when average revenue is greater than average cost, firm makes supernormal profit. When average revenue is equal to average cost, or we can say average cost is equal to average revenue, firm makes normal profit only. Third situation, once again the factors of production are used. The cost per unit is given. Land costed rupee 1, labor costed 2 rupees, capital cost was 3, and cost of entrepreneurship was 4. So the average cost of one unit is 10. Now suppose if the price of this product is 8 rupees into the market, it means that average revenue is 8. Here the situation is like this: average revenue is less than average cost, or we can also say that average cost is greater than average revenue. When average cost is greater than average revenue, it means that firm is not making the revenue which is enough to cover the cost even. It means that firm is making the loss. So this situation, when average revenue is less than average cost, or we can say average cost is greater than average revenue, firm makes loss. These three situations are there, which is very much important in order to understand the other things of this particular chapter. Now first question here posed in front of you is, can the competitive firm earn profit? Friends, here competitive firm means the firm of perfect competition. Let us understand whether the firm under perfect competition earns profit or not. Here is a diagram given in front of you. Friends, when such kind of diagram is given, there are certain steps to understand this diagram. The first step is to find out the equilibrium point. Remember, the first step is to find out the equilibrium point. Now you know that in order to find out the equilibrium point, we need two things. We need marginal revenue and marginal cost. Here you know that under perfect competition, the marginal revenue curve is horizontal. This is average revenue also, this is marginal revenue, and this is price. We had learnt in the previous session that how these become equal. So when average revenue is equal to marginal revenue is equal to price, this is the marginal revenue curve of the firm. Now let us put marginal cost curve above it. Now this is the marginal cost curve, marginal revenue curve and marginal cost curve intersect at point E. This is the equilibrium point where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. Below the equilibrium point we find quantity, and in front of equilibrium point we find price. So OQ is the quantity here and OP is the price. So we have found out the equilibrium quantity and equilibrium price with the usage of marginal cost and marginal revenue. Once again, do remember that in order to find out the equilibrium point, we require marginal revenue and marginal cost. The point where marginal revenue and marginal cost are equal is considered as an equilibrium point. Below equilibrium point we find quantity, in front of equilibrium point we find price. So OQ is quantity and OP is the price. Now friends, we have found out the equilibrium point. Now second step is to find out the profit or loss. Friends, you know that in order to find out the profit or loss, we need two things. We need average revenue and average cost. So here once again we can see that this is the average revenue curve of the firm and this is average cost of the firm. This is average revenue curve, this is average cost curve. Now in front of equilibrium point we need to compare these two things. We can see that in front of equilibrium point average revenue is above average cost. So average cost is less, average revenue is greater. When average revenue is greater than average cost, it means that firm makes supernormal profit here. So the profit EB is supernormal profit per unit and EPAB is the total supernormal profit earned by this particular firm. Once again we can see that average revenue is above average cost curve at the equilibrium point. Friends, why do we compare at the equilibrium point only? Why not at the other points? Yes, the right answer is because we have manufactured OQ units of quantity. So at the level of our production we need to compare. So at the equilibrium point we have manufactured this level of quantity. So at this particular level of quantity, what will be the profit or loss we have to calculate. So we have compared it at the equilibrium point, and in front of equilibrium point we can see that average cost is less and average revenue is greater. When average revenue is greater than average cost, we can see that this is supernormal profit. EB is per unit supernormal profit. EPAB is the total supernormal profit. Here the things are written here. Supernormal profit means when the firm when average revenue of the firm is just equal to its average cost, it is normal profit. When average revenue is equal to average cost, it is considered as a normal profit. But when firm earns supernormal profit, it means that average revenues are more than its average cost. It means that firm covers average cost, and above that, over and above, the firm makes revenue that is considered as supernormal profit. Thus, in addition to the normal rate of profit, the firm makes supernormal profit. That additional profit is known as supernormal profit. Next situation is normal profit. Normal profit is very much easy, we can understand it. See, once again, in order to understand the diagram, we have to adopt the steps. The first step is to find out the equilibrium point. In order to find out the equilibrium point, we require marginal revenue curve and marginal cost curve. This is the marginal revenue curve and this is the marginal cost curve. At the intersection of marginal revenue and marginal cost, we find out equilibrium point. At the equilibrium point, we can find out the quantity and output. See, this is OQ quantity and OP is the output. Now we have to find out profit or loss. Friends, you know that in order to find out profit or loss, we require two things: average revenue and average cost. So this is the average revenue curve of the firm and this is the average cost of the firm. At the equilibrium point, we can see that average revenue and average cost both are equal. When average revenue and average cost both are equal, it means that firm is making normal profit only. So this is written here. When the firm makes average revenue and average cost both are equal, it is known as normal profit. So average revenue is equal to average cost here. Third situation, there can be loss also. Let us understand how loss is incurred. Once again, the diagram is given in front of you. The same steps will be followed. The first step is to find out the equilibrium point. In order to find out equilibrium point, we need marginal revenue and marginal cost. Yes, this is the marginal revenue curve. This is the marginal cost curve. The point where marginal revenue and marginal cost intersects, this is the equilibrium point E. Below equilibrium point, we can find out quantity. In front of equilibrium point, we can find out the price. So OQ is the quantity and OP is the price. Now we have to find out profit and loss. In order to find out profit and loss, once again, we require average revenue and average cost. Let us compare. This is the average revenue curve of the firm. This is average revenue and this is the average cost of the firm. Now at the equilibrium point, we can see that average cost is above average revenue. Once again, average cost is above average revenue. So it means that cost is higher than the revenue. When the cost is higher than the revenue, it means that firm is not able to cover its cost. It means that it is making loss. So per unit loss, EB is the per unit loss and total loss is EBAP. This is the total loss incurred by the firm. Let us understand in detail. See, the firm can be in equilibrium position and still it can make loss. Here, the firm's strategy would be to minimize the loss. When the firm is able to meet its variable cost and a part of its fixed cost, it will continue the production in the short run. Friends, this is what we had understood in unit number 1, behavioral principle. Remember, behavioral principle number 1 was about shutdown point. We had said that the firm should continue the production until the firm is able to cover its variable cost and a part of fixed cost. So here, if the firm is able to cover its variable cost, it should continue the production. But when the firm is unable to meet its variable cost even, it is better to shut down. After that, the firm should not bear the loss. Firm should shut down when firm is not able to cover its variable cost even. So firm should shut down. So this is the situation of loss. Friends, we have understood three situations. First one is supernormal profit, second one is normal profit, and third one is loss. Here one question can be there. They can ask a question like this: a firm under perfect competition can make dash. Once again, the firm under perfect competition can make dash. Option A can be supernormal profit, option B can be normal profit, option C is loss, and option D is any of the above. So the answer is any of the above. Friends, the firm under perfect competition can earn supernormal profit, it can earn normal profit, or it can make loss. Any of this is possible. For short run, do remember this was for the short run only. Now let us understand long run equilibrium of the firm. What will be the situation of the firm under long run equilibrium? Let us understand. Friends, you know that the firm under perfect competition is a price taker firm. When the firm is price taker, it means that prices will be determined in the industry or in the market. Let us understand. The firm is price taker, so the price will be determined under industry, and you know that the prices are determined on the basis of demand and supply. So this is the DD demand curve, this is SS supply curve. At the point of intersection we find out equilibrium point, below equilibrium we find out quantity, and in front of equilibrium we find out price. So OQ is the quantity and OP is the price. So price and quantity are found out in the market. So market has determined OP price. We know that the firm is price taker, so firm must also accept OP price. Here the firm has accepted price OP. Friends, you know that the price is equal to average revenue is equal to marginal revenue under the perfect competition. So all these are equal. So this is the price line, this is the average revenue, and this is the marginal revenue. Now again we have to find out first what is equilibrium point of the firm. In order to find out equilibrium point, we require marginal cost and marginal revenue. This is the marginal revenue curve, and this is the marginal cost curve. This is short run marginal cost curve. This is the intersection point. At the intersection point, marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. So this is equilibrium point of the firm. Now we have found out the equilibrium point. Next situation, next step, we have to find out the profit and loss. Now in order to find out profit and loss, we require average revenue curve and average cost curve. So friends, this is average revenue curve and this is short run average cost curve. This is short run average cost curve. In front of equilibrium point, we can find out that average revenue is above average cost. When average revenue is above average cost, it means that firm is making supernormal profit. We have just learnt about the supernormal profit. When average revenue is greater than average cost, firm is making supernormal profit. So friends, here we have seen that the firm under perfect competition is making supernormal profit in the short run. Now friends, when one firm is making supernormal profit, the other firm will also be attracted to come into this industry, because when one firm is making such kind of huge profit, others will also be interested in doing this kind of business. So other firm will also enter the industry that is also making super non-profit. Once again a new firm will come, and in such a manner the new firms will arrive into the industry. When new firms arrive into the industry in order to make more profit, the situation will be the supply will increase into the industry. So here, as a result of new firms coming into the market, the supply has increased. When the supply increases, the supply curve shifts to right side. We get a new supply curve in the long run. New supply curve S1 is there, but the demand curve is same. New supply curve and old demand curve intersects at a new equilibrium point. At a new equilibrium point, we find out new quantity and new price. Friends, you know that when supply increases and there is no change in demand, supply increases and there is no change in the demand, it means that there is surplus into the market. When there is surplus, the price will decrease. So here price has decreased, price has become OP1. So the market price has decreased. The firm is again a price taker. When price into the market decreases, firm also need to accept that decreased price. So firm will also accept OP1 price. So new price curve and a new average revenue and new marginal revenue is arrived here. Once again, in the long run, we need to find out long run equilibrium. In order to find out long run equilibrium, we again require long run average, long run marginal revenue and long run marginal cost. So this is long run marginal revenue curve and this is long run marginal cost curve of the firm. At the point of intersection, we find out equilibrium point. So this is the equilibrium point in the long run. Now the second step is to find out profit and loss. In order to find out profit and loss, we require average revenue and average cost. Here this is long run average revenue curve of the firm and this is long run average cost of the firm. We can compare that at the equilibrium point. We can see that at the equilibrium point, long run average cost and long run average revenue are equal. When long run average revenue and long run average cost are equal, it means that the firm is making normal profit only. So in the long run, firm makes normal profit. Here friends, you can mark that all the things become equal. Price is equal to average revenue is equal to marginal revenue is equal to short run marginal cost is equal to short run average cost is equal to long run marginal cost is equal to long run average cost. So all the things will become equal in the long run. Here again a question can be asked. Under perfect competition, in the long run, firm makes dash. Once again, listen to the question carefully. Under perfect competition, in the long run, firm makes dash. Option A, supernormal profit. Option B, normal profit. Option C, loss. Option D, any of the above. Friends, the answer will be normal profit, that is answer B. The firm under perfect competition in the long run earns normal profit only. So here we have completed the long run equilibrium of the firm. Thank you.